Wow, I am so shocked. Whoa, whoa, don't you? Wow, Mr. Choi's assistant? I did not see that coming. I was so shocked. At the turn of events, I was like, wow, this whole time. Whoa, wow. Anyway, hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Ann, and on my channel I review foreign international content. Today I'm back to review Crash Course on Romance. We are at episode 12, and I'm here to review episode 1 to 12 because I'm just starting to review this Korean drama. We were busy reviewing another one that I really hate to mention the name, The Interest of Love. Wasted our time. We have PTSD from that, but we'll just move on. But this one looks really good, so I thought we need to jump on here and review this one. We've been watching it anyway, but wow, I was just shocked with episode 12. Like, oh, wow. I'm not gonna say yet what happened, just in case you haven't watched. You may want to go watch and then come back. But just to do a quick review in case somebody hasn't watched it or you've been watching, I just want to give my thoughts as far as what I have thought so far. So the story really at the beginning started off with Mr. Choi, who we're told is a very gifted math teacher and runs this academy that helps these kids who are really working hard to go to the universities. Their parents, the crazy parents, are willing to do whatever, pay whatever, to make sure their kids succeed. They're even willing to cheat if that means making sure their child succeed. They're willing to kick kids out of the program, if that gives their child an advantage, and which we saw that. Hei, unfortunately, ended up being one of the kids who suffered that, but you have to keep watching to see what happens. So that was great, and I have to say, in the beginning, I was like, why is this show called Crash Course on Romance when it has nothing to do with romance? The first couple episodes, you're like, why is this show called Crash Course on Romance? And really, it gave me the vibes of, if you've watched Sky Castle, if you've watched the Green Mothers Club, they're shows just based on crazy parents and crazy kids, and all they're willing to do is succeed at all costs. These children have no life. All they do is study, and their parents are willing to pay any money, do whatever it takes to make them succeed and get into university. So that's the vibe we got. So I was a little confused what was going on. And then obviously we start to see the relationship of Mr. Choi and Hye Seong start to develop. And to me, and I'll be honest, it gave me vibes of big sister and maybe a smaller brother, and that's what she was watching out for him. Mr. Choi had issues with food, I guess, where whatever he would eat, he'd throw up, until he started ordering food from her restaurant. And all of a sudden, he is like, it kind of just brought him back to his, his younger years. And this food he can keep down. You know how sometimes you can eat something and it just, takes you back? That was that for him. And he could keep this food down. And he was like, I gotta go find out who owns this restaurant and what's going on there. And then he goes and finds Hye Seong. And then you have to keep watching. There's a connection between Hye Seong's mother and Mr. Choi. That's where he used to eat, and she used to give him food. Even when he didn't have a lot of money, she used to encourage him. I love that story so much. Oh, that was so touching and incredible. And the fact that now it's a full circle, that the daughter is running the restaurant, and then now they're becoming good friends. And at first they were just kind of like rival, because remember, the brother, who has special needs. Oh, I love it. I love that character. He was also in It's Okay to Not Be Okay. He knows how to play people with special needs with such respect. He's so talented that way. I mean, he's so believable. What an excellent actor. But anyway, he's playing the brother of Hye Seong, and he has special needs. I believe his name is Jaywow, and I love him. I love him so much. Anyway, let's just say Mr. Choi and him, got into it because he loves tigers, and Mr. Choi was wearing this jacket, and he wanted to take a picture. But then Mr. Choi, being so popular and a celebrity, if you will, thought he was taking a picture and ended up breaking his phone. So let's just say when Mr. Choi and Hye Seong met, they were rivals. So there was no vibes of like romance of anything. And once they started to become friends, I felt more like a big sister and a small brother. So when this show now turned, you have to keep watching where their romance start. I don't know about you, but I felt like maybe we didn't have a good build up to where we felt that romance chemistry. It just seemed like we turned 180 very quickly, and all of a sudden now they're dating, they loved each other. He loves her. I guess she's always loved him. I was just like, oh, okay, we're here. All right, we have to accept it. And then obviously I love that before the school, they had thought it was a scandal because they thought she was married, but she was not married. She's an aunt to Hey E. And I love that Hey E was like, look, it's not a scandal. She's pretended to be my mom because I asked her to, but she's not married, she's single. It's just romance between two adults. And I loved how like everybody like now calm down. By the way, one of my favorite scenes was when, Hey E goes back to the class and all the kids who were giving her a hard time were like, yeah, like you rock, you're my hero. Almost like you stood up for your aunt and like we were the ones who were wrong. I love that scene. That was so good. This show has really, really many moments that just makes you so happy and just warms your heart. It's just incredible. Now, the other thing I have to say that is bothering me, and I'm like, it's not the actor or the character of Hae Seong, is I'm not sure the director where we're going with her look. It's driving me nuts. Why do you make her look? She looks like a nun. Like, what was that she was wearing this last episode? That huge big collar that looked like a flower, and with the scarf on her neck, it just makes her look so uptight. Her hair is always pulled to the back. And I'm like, girl is in love. Like, give her a makeover. I hope before this show is over, I need to see a makeover. I was like, what? Like, why are you making her so uptight? She's in love now. We should see her more airy. I want to see that hair, flowing. I need her to do what Lizzo tells us, whip your hair, check your nails, girl. Baby, how you feeling, right? And you need to say, feeling good as hell, right? Anyway, I'm just like, wow, why do you keep making her look like that? Like, she looks so conservative. Even the part where they go and make love, the next scene, she still has a ponytail on her hair. I'm like, girl, you're not roughing up in the bed. Like, why do you still have that hair tie? I mean, like, your hair should be loose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, here's to hoping they'll give her a makeover, because I'm just like, wow, I'm not liking her look at all. I'm just like, why do you keep her dressed like that? We should by this time, we should start to see more of involvement with her look, because now she's in love. Now we know she's single. I mean, she's no longer that mom who runs a restaurant. Like, you could still run a restaurant and still look good. All right, I'm done with my rant for that. But let's get to Dong-hyu. Wow. Okay. Now I'm thinking, Mr. Choi, you've had this guy working for you and you never knew who he was. He doesn't even know where he lives. And now we're finding out. First of all, I was surprised when that guy approached him and said, hey, aren't you Dong-hyu? I used to know you. You used to weigh a lot and you lost a lot of weight. And he acted like, no, that's not me. You don't know me, right? And then here we thought Sanjay's brother did it, only to find out this is the guy who's been ordering all those metal balls and clearly is the one who has been like doing all the crimes. What? The way I thought he was such a nice guy, what a nice assistant, always there for Mr. Choi. Clearly he's obsessed with Mr. Choi. Did you see his room? I'm like, woo-wee, I'm scared. He is scary. And then the way episode 12 ended with him aiming that metal ball at Hae Seong, clearly he must have a thing for Mr. Choi. And I'm talking more than just, a worker. He probably is in love with him and he's completely jealous of Hae Seong. I was just like, wow, I did not see that coming this whole time. I just thought he was a nice guy. Ooh, so surprised. And then when it comes to Hae E and Sanjay, oh, I love that, she always watches out for him. And obviously she saw how distraught he was about his brother. And by the way, that mother of theirs is driving the kids bananas, right? All she wants them to do is study, 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 and she doesn't really care how they feel. Like, you're destroying your children. Almost like all she cares about getting to the university, and then you can criticize me. I mean, her husband already left her. I'm like, woman, you're so successful. Why are you stressing your children that much? Like, when you become successful, should you like not make the burden to your children a little lighter, right? Like, what's up with that? Anyway, I just love that he and Sanjay, that he was open with her, and I loved how he cried on her shoulder. And I just love the whole, love triangle that's going on between Sanjay and Gyuhyu. And I love that Gyuhyu, by the way, I love how he's improved academically, and where he's like, if I get into college, I'm gonna ask Hei out. And so embarrassing, but I love how forthright he is. And I was like, Sanjay, stop sleeping on the job. I know you like her. And he even said, I know you like her. Like, even the other friend was like, you like her. Why won't you tell her, right? So anyway, looking forward to him like saying, look, Hei, I've known you the most and I like you. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. The other thing I was gonna say, so Sanjay gave Hei the paper that the mom gave to him when the mom had said, don't share this, but he does. And they were both taking the test and they both look like really upset. And I was like, wait, so it was supposed to be study materials, but I think as they're taking the test, they realize this is not study material. What we were given was the actual test, right? So they were both like, oh my God. And I wonder, because we saw a preview, if Hei is gonna report it, because I see the mother of Sanjay like almost like threatening her, like, you're about to destroy a lot of people's lives. Because I think she was like, wow, you've been cheating? You mean these kids have been cheating? And here we've been studying hard, thinking that they're doing the right thing and they're smart, but this whole time they're cheating. And by the way, that one lady who is so nosy, right? Always nosy and sending messages for gossip. Her daughter, her eyes, she's starting to see things. Numbers are moving. She can't concentrate. She's put so much pressure on herself, and she's so jealous that now the numbers are just mixed up. And I bet you she probably ended up failing because girl has gone cuckoo, and she needs to tell her mom, like, look, we need to go see a doctor. The numbers are jumping off the page and they're moving. Ooh, almost like she's losing it, right? Just crazy and scary. And then the other relationship that I loved was Hye-seong's best friend and the brother, when she says to him, hey, you want to go out for a drink? Because she was like, wow, this whole time I've been looking at him like a small boy, but he turned into a man. And then when she suggests, like, if you eat that, you're my boyfriend, and he was like, gross. I laughed so hard. That was so funny. That was so entertaining. I was dying. He was like, no, you're like my sister. You're my sister's friend. There's no way I could date you. Like, gross. The way she left, like, oh, great, I'm gross. Like she really took it to heart. Like, this is why I'm not dateable. That was hilarious. And then he was like, oh, did I say something wrong? I loved it so much. Anyway, let me know what you thought of episode 11 and 12. I love this show. It's just so fantastic. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Please join me. I'll review episode 13 and 14. And if you do like this video, give me a like, subscribe. It does help to support my channel. And I'll see you next week. Deuces.